let's talk about why it's okay and even desirable to not believe the negative thoughts that are going through your head. So, the anti stress revolution is about revolutionizing the way you handle stress. And when you are stressed, then you've got negative thoughts going through your head. So, why is it okay to be like, I don't believe what they're telling me? Because essentially, negative thoughts will always drive some sort of negative behavior or dysfunctional behavior. So it will always just continue to cycle. Now, let's take an example. Let's pretend that you have a big exam coming up, and the negative thoughts going through your head are, oh my God, this is going to be so hard. I don't know how I'm going to study for this. I don't know if I have enough time, right? Negative, negative, negative. And if you stop and think about your thoughts objectively, okay? So actually humans can do this. There's a name for it, where you can look at yourself almost from the outside, like somebody else looking at you. So you're going to objectively analyze those thoughts. Okay. And you're going to see that in those thoughts, there's always going to be some form of blame. Maybe you're going to blame the professor for making the test too hard. Complaining. Maybe you're going to complain that you have too much work. Maybe excuses. So its excuses will come up. I don't have time to do all of this because I have to do all this other stuff, blah, blah, blah. Or self-pity. Self-pity is the, how come this always happens to me? I can't ever keep up, right? It just feels like you're never empowered. It's always kind of feels like life is coming at you and you don't have control over it, all right? Blame, complaining, excuses, and self-pity. Those are the things that you're looking for objectively when you analyze your thoughts. And when you see that, you'll say, okay, what kind of behavior is that driving? Well, let's say with the exam, for the people whose fight response, right, because this is stress, so those are always going to lead to some sort of fight, flight, or freeze. All right, so for the fighters, it's, oh my God, I have to put everything else aside. A lot of times, my sleep, my self-care, my eating, I might turn to all kinds of comfort things to get me through this, and I'm just going to focus completely on studying for this, right? And then, if they don't do well, it sets them up to feel horrible about themselves, all right? These are the fighters. They're going to fight against the chance that they're going to fail at this exam. Then you have the freezers. The freezers just might not be able to be motivated to do anything. They might just feel stuck, and they're not even going to be able to study well or focus well. Then you get the fleers. The fleers are the ones that are like, I can't deal with this, and they're going to go procrastinate, and they're not going to study. All three of those stress responses are going to lead to some form of dysfunction. It's setting you up for more negativity, and it's also creating this cycle in your brain that once you do it once, your brain wants to do it again. So that's what you can do, is analyze your thoughts. Look at them objectively. See how they are always going to have some form of blame, complaining, excuses, or self-pity that will drive some sort of negative behavior, some sort of dysfunction in the behavior that's going to keep you out of balance. It's going to keep you stressed. It's going to keep you not feeling your greatest, okay? So if you said, I'm not going to believe any of that stuff that my brain's telling me, I'm going to look at it objectively and say, ooh, wait, is all that stuff true? Well, is there another way that I could look at it? Yes, there is. And that's when you can challenge yourself to say, what are my options? What are my best chances at doing the best that I can on this test? And what kind of behavior can I have that is going to get me where I want to go? And then you follow through with it. So every time you feel that negative thought coming back, you go, oh, I see what you're going to do. You're actually going to make my situation worse every single time. Now, some people might study really hard and do great on the test which is awesome, except they may be setting themselves up to do it from stress and from negativity. So over time, that does lead to a negative outcome that can actually be a lot worse. Take it from me, I've been there, than the bad grade that they got on one test. So it seems like the stress might be driving good behavior, but you can drive that good behavior from an entirely different perspective. Now, this is a practice thing. This isn't just, oh, that's so easy and just do it once and it's done. No, it's a practice of saying, I'm going to look at those thoughts objectively. I'm going to see if they're true, if I can argue with them, if I can come up with the other side, what's the anti-stress response? And then you just do your best to keep switching, but you're doing it with belief that you see through the negative thoughts, you see how they're going to lead you to a place that is opposite from where you want to go. So when you're doing it from that knowledge, it's going to help to rewire and create this new habit of being able to motivate yourself from a place of putting your best foot forward. It's a practice. I would recommend the more you understand how your brain works, the more you can see through these negative thoughts so that you're like, oh my God, I don't have to believe that, the easier this is going to be. So we've got videos numbered 1 through 7 that are animated like cartoon videos. They're going to give you so much more insight into how your brain is working, why these negative thoughts are occurring in the first place, and the process of shifting them. So watch those videos, and I'm always going to be here to teach you how to normalize the process of working through stress rather than enduring it, repressing it, or escaping from it. Fight, flight, or freeze.